You'll never believe this. Why are people who spend over 10 hours a day on their phones actually lonelier than those who barely touch them? Today, I'm revealing 6 digital traps that even psychologists find shocking. Most people think that phones make us more connected, right? We can chat with friends 24/7, stay updated on everyone's lives. But here's the thing. Recent research shows our phones are basically loneliness machines in disguise. Think about it like this. Your phone promises to connect you with the whole world, but it's actually building an invisible wall between you and real human connection. Stanford University just dropped some mind-blowing data. People using phones 8+ hours daily score 40% higher on loneliness scales. Sounds crazy, right? All right, let's break down these hidden traps one by one. Picture this. You're lying in bed scrolling TikTok. You think you're socializing, but you're actually like someone sitting in a movie theater just watching other people's lives. This passive information consumption is like junk food for your brain. It looks satisfying, but it's slowly starving your social skills. Real socializing requires interaction, response, active engagement. But when you're scrolling, your brain is in spectator mode. Just like muscles atrophy without exercise, your social muscles are quietly wasting away. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about like addiction. Say you post a selfie and get 50 likes. For that split second, you feel loved, noticed, valued, right? But this feeling is like eating candy. It hits fast and crashes hard. Here's what's really happening. These likes are social fast food. You know what happens when you eat too much fast food? You lose your taste for real cuisine. Same thing here. When you get addicted to these one-click social rewards, you become numb to real deep human connection. A friend who actually cares might spend 20 minutes listening to your problems, but that can't compete with getting 100 likes from strangers for instant gratification. That's the problem right there. But here's an even bigger issue. Ever notice how when you're talking face-to-face with a friend, one phone notification completely hijacks your attention? Psychologists call this continuous partial attention. Sounds fancy, right? Let me paint you a picture. Imagine your attention is like a flashlight. When you're focused, the beam is concentrated and bright. But after heavy phone use, your flashlight becomes like stage lighting. Looks impressive, but actually illuminates nothing clearly. The result? When you're with friends, you're only giving them 30% of your attention. Do you think they can feel your genuine presence? Over time, people stop wanting to have deep conversations with you because you seem checked out. Here's what really blew my mind. Social media triggers something called upward social comparison. What does that mean? You're constantly seeing everyone else's highlight reel. Imagine if you only watched movie trailers and never saw behind-the-scenes footage. You'd think being an actor is effortless, right? Social media is exactly like that. Everyone's showing their greatest hits, perfect selfies, amazing food, fun parties. But your own life? You see the full version, including the boring, painful, ordinary moments. It's like looking at others through a beauty filter while seeing yourself in raw camera mode. Of course you're going to feel like your life sucks and you're all alone. We've covered 4 traps, but the last 2 are game changers. Know why scrolling is so addictive? Every notification, every interesting post triggers a tiny dopamine hit. It's literally like playing a slot machine. Dopamine is supposed to reward meaningful behaviors, finishing work, helping friends, learning new skills. But phones have hijacked this system. They make you feel rewarded for meaningless scrolling. What happens? Your brain starts thinking phone scrolling is more valuable than real socializing. Can you see where this leads? You become less motivated to interact with real people because it requires more effort but delivers less immediate reward. This next discovery might completely change how you think. Neuroscience shows our brains have specialized circuits for processing authentic emotional connection, like a sophisticated empathy radar. This system needs face-to-face contact to fully activate. You need to see micro-expressions, hear voice tone variations, read body language. But interacting through screens is like trying to feel texture while wearing thick gloves. You get some information, but you lose all the subtle details. Long-term, your empathy radar becomes dull. You can't accurately read others' emotions, and others can't feel yours. This creates a weird phenomenon. You know lots of people, but nobody truly gets you. Okay, now that you understand these 6 traps, here are 5 digital detox methods you can use immediately. Method 1. The 30-30-30, 30 minutes of phone use. Look at something 30 feet away for 30 seconds. This isn't just eye care, it's attention span retraining. Method 2. Social substitution. Every time you want to scroll, contact a real friend instead. Not texting, actually calling or meeting up. It feels weird at first, but after a week, you'll discover real voices are more healing than any meme. Method 3. Creator mode switch. Stop being a passive consumer. Become an active creator. Instead of watching others' lives, document your real thoughts. Journaling, drawing, crafting, anything. Method 4. Digital Sabbath. Pick one day weekly to go completely phone-free. Sounds terrifying? People who try it say it's their most present day of the week. Method 5. Deep conversation practice. Have at least one 10-plus minute deep conversation daily. Ask real questions like, what's been weighing on your mind, instead of, what did you eat today? Remember, phones aren't the enemy. It's how we use them. Real connection isn't about collecting likes. It's about building genuine understanding and companionship. When you start reducing screen time and increasing real interactions, you'll discover that loneliness can disappear so quickly. The real world is actually more colorful and warmer than the virtual one. If this helped you, share it with someone you care about, because true caring means helping each other live more authentically and joyfully.